How I got a one-page website dominating local search results organically. Hello there, it's Al at Digital for Trades. Hope you're all well. Also a fellow tradesman myself. And I'll tell you why now. It's a little story. So, over the weekend, I go to my mum's in Frodsham. It's a little Cheshire market town. And I've always kind of cut the lawns, cut the gardens, done the hedges, did the patios, doing a bit of general tidying as a good son does, you know. And she lives on a lakes estate in Frodsham, in Filmere Close. And what it was, when I was doing a job for hers throughout the last spring, Tom across the road is a neighbour. He's a lovely fella. He's in his sort of 80s. He lives on his own. And he comes across, he said, Alan, would you kindly come and have a look at my garden? Because I haven't got the knees and stability to to do it myself. I said, well, yeah, sure, Tom, I'll finish up with mum's, and I just made sure the front and back was all boxed off. I said, I'll come over. So I did. And he's got like a hedges at the front, a little kind of lawn, but it's quite thick, it's quite overgrown. And then he's got a back garden, which is quite massive, and with a patio area, but very mossy to grass, but it needed a bit of an overhaul. I didn't realise how big a job it was. But I brought my strimmer, got my edge cutter and my lawnmower, so I brought it across, and it took me about 2.5, 3 hours, and I was knackered. But do you know what? It made a smile on his face. It made such a difference for him, and I was so happy that he could actually go out in his garden and sit on one of his chairs, and it was just nice, And it was getting a bit later on, and it was a Saturday afternoon, so I was going across opposite back to mum's to put the stuff in the garage. But Ron next door to Tom literally pulled me before I was crossing. I said, Alan, can you just put a quick once over on the front and back for us there? And I said, oh, go on, Ron. He's a lovely as well. He lives with his wife as well. And we're just lovely neighbours. And my mum's always baking Welsh cakes and other types of things. She always feeds the bloody street, But it's just, what we do, I said, yeah, I gave her a quick cut anyway. And he said, no, thanks so much. Here's a little something for you. And Ron comes out, here you go, Anne. I want you to have something. Because I thought, no, don't be daft. I said, no, please, take it. I said, okay, for your time, we value it. And, okay, Tom. But Alan, I want you to do something regular for me. So every 2 to 3 weeks, would you come and have a little look at the garden? Just to make sure if it's getting a bit, heavy, sort of growing bigger the grass as it does, throughout spring, summer. I said to him, yeah, sure. I said, it would be when I come and do my mum's, so every kind of couple of weeks, I'll have a look at it. And if it needs doing, I'll pop across and do it. And same for Ron. He said, if he hasn't got a chance to do it, he said, Alan, can you do mine in between? I thought, okay then, So what happened was then, I think like the following month, I went over, I was doing my mum's as you do, just make that nice. Mum's the word, do hers first, make sure she's happy. You got to earn my chicken dinner, But then I went over to those Tom, it takes you, 2.5, 3 hours and a bit of a graft. I actually did the patio pressure washing. So a bit of a cart, chair, plug it in, extension lead, hose, outside tap, all that type of stuff. Did it before and after, a couple of photos. Did his cut obviously beforehand, and then it was like every few weeks it was kind of regular. So what happened was then is I think it might have been April, May. I was out doing Tom's after my mum's as you do, and Laura spent an afternoon, about 3.5, 4 hours, and she calls me up and said, Al, you enjoy being out, don't you? I said, yeah, I do. We had an allotment for about 5 or 6 years, just up around the corner at Townfield Lane allotments, where you're growing like potatoes, veg, leeks. And I was digging over, rotivating it, but it got too much for us. So I did let it go actually in April this year. So Laura said, I built you some digital assets. I said, oh, wow. So what have you done? I've got your logo. I've also built you, I'll put together a little Facebook page for you. I've also built you a website, but we need to know what we're going to have to call you. And I said, you like weekend? You normally do more of the graft of the weekend. In the week, obviously, is your main passion, helping tradespeople grow online. But I enjoy being out with nature, green fingers, grafting. I love my tools. I like my lawnmowers, my strimmers, the edge cutters. I'm always after, some decent tools. The name came Weekend Warriors. So what happened is we had to find a domain name that would work well. It was more of a hustle, a side hustle, that I was kind of doing. But another neighbour in the street that actually recently bought a house at number 18. So we started to rank this website called weekend-warriors.com. That was the name we found. And so we put it together, we launched it. And within a few weeks, I was ranking locally on Google. And this number 18 is a couple that was buying a house from over in Herefordshire. That's where they were moving from. And he found me on Google right here, garden maintenance Frodsham. And you'll see here where I've beat all the directories like Checker Trade. This is me, by the way. Weekend Warriors, just a simple one-page website. It says what it says on a tin. It doesn't need to be all too fancy-dancy, but it explains what I do, how I do it. It's got some of the keywords in there, but obviously it's ranking above all your main directories, all the main established websites and directories. And don't forget, it's not easy to do, but I got it ranking literally first page within weeks. And I'm literally, the leads I've got from here is now they've turned into regular customers, like cuts every 2 to 3 weeks. And it's literally from about April this year that I've seemed to be, getting like bookings, but also like one-off cuts and things like that. And it's a lot of it's on the Lakes Estate, different parts of Frodsham, from Belvedere Close to off Ashton Drive. And it's helped me so much, really. And I kind of fit it in between every other weekend, where I can fit, 5 or 6 jobs one day and what have you. But that's like garden maintenance, right? And this is like gardeners. And when I'm searching for, this is only one location. And because at the end of the day, I don't need anywhere else. I'll get enough leads from here. And I've got such a regular database or customer base now of Frodsham. I've kind of teamed up with tree surgeons and kind of main landscapers that, if someone does ask me about it, I can partner up. But I just enjoy getting out, with nature, as you do. If I tap in gardeners Frodsham, so I don't need a maps listing, because obviously my mum lives in Frodsham. I don't really need a location or registered here. But here I am again, number 1 organically. So, as I said, it's a one-page website. As long as you know what you're doing and you know how to optimize it, like the SEO stuff, search engine optimization. You've got other, ones here, like My Builder, you've got Helps Me Out. These are directories, aren't they? A lot of trades lads will know about that, because we'll probably be in them. Like Weed Warriors. Look at all this. They've got loads of pages here. I've just got a one-pager and I outrank them, because I'm quite smart, obviously. But if you'd like to know more of, how we can help you get your website dominating local areas that you cover, then get in touch. I hope I've just given you a little insight there, as I said, with the Weekend Warriors thing. And it's just one location. And if you do cover multiple locations, and you want to get found and seen, so get in touch and see how we can help you really sort of dominate local searches. Because once you're there in your own right, you're onto a win-win, and they're all qualified leads. As I said, you're not paying for directories. You can just be there organic, but no one can guarantee your first page number 1. It can take time, but it's well worth it in the end. But yeah, if you're a tradesman and you've got a trades business that needs a bit of help ranking locally and dominating a local search, where you get a good fair share, lion's share of the inquiries, and as I said, get in touch. All the best.